I'll start by reading the disability statement. This meeting is accessible to people with disabilities. Microphones or telephones will be used by all speakers. Large print materials are available upon advance request. If you would like either of these accommodations, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833. The Notice of Non-Discrimination Rights and Protections to Beneficiaries with regard to federal Title VI non-discrimination protections and the state non-discrimination protections is posted in this meeting room and is available on the Old Colony Planning Council website. Please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833 for more information. Thank you. Introductions.
I think roll call.
Roll call, please. Yes. Bill?
Yes, sir. Abington?
Yes.
Avon?
Here, Richard Jordan.
Thank you, Richard. Bridgewater?
Shane O'Brien, Town of Bridgewater.
Thank you. Brockton? Duxbury? East Bridgewater? Easton?
Present.
Thank you. Halifax? Hanover? Hanson?
Here, Don Howard.
Thanks, Don. Kingston? Pembroke? Plymouth? Plimpton? Stoughton? West Bridgewater? Whitman?
Present, Dan Salvucci.
Thanks, Dan. MassDOT Office of Transportation Planning? MassDOT District 5?
Yes, hi. Cheryl Ann Senior, Assistant Transportation Planner here for Barbara LaChance.
Thank you, Cheryl.
You're welcome. Hello, all.
Brockton Area Transit?
Kelly, Emily, and Michael are all here.
Thank you. GATRA? And Walk, Massachusetts? And Mass Bike? Okay, John, all set.
Thank you, Bill. Would like to start with a moment of silence for Ray Garino, who suddenly passed away this week. If we could do that, that'd be great. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to open the floor up for thoughts and a word or two about Ray at this time, please. If anyone would like to.
Mr. Chair, I will start. It has been, it still is, really hard for all of us here. It has been Ray's, the hole that we have, not just only in our hearts, but in the very office that all of us staff have been going through. We've been in touch with Ray's family, and I'll put in the chat when arrangements will be, but we appreciate the outpouring of support individually, as an organization, and to the family, and appreciate the time that the JTC giving for available of comment. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. Yes, on behalf of my colleagues here, Ray, he leaves behind just a huge void of knowledge and friendship. To a lot of us, he was like a brother. To some of us, he was a mentor and teacher, and to everyone, he was a friend. And to echo Mary, it still doesn't seem real. And but I don't think there's a community in this region that he hasn't worked closely with in his tenure here at Old Colony Planning Council, and he's going to be sorely missed. And Ray was the epitome of the essence of somebody you want in a planner, meaning that he loved his community and he believed in community, and making communities more livable and safer. And he just believed in the mission, and he's going to be hugely missed.
Thank you, Bill.
I see Dan Salvucci has his hand raised.
Yes, thank you. I've worked with Ray for a long time. I was amazed at of the work he could do. And we worked together as far as on a lot of projects in the town of Whitman and other projects on Old Colony Planning Council. And the fact that he lived in New Hampshire and drove to Brockton to do it, right, to sit in the meetings and do projects, I thought was amazing, but that was his choice. And I'll say, Ray will be gone, but he'll never be forgotten. Ray, you will be missed. Rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Well said, Dan. I'd certainly, on behalf of Brockton Area Transit, offer our sympathies. Ray was a great friend to the agency and to our customers. All his efforts to make the roads along around Brockton safer and better for
Yeah.
pedestrians, bus users, bikers alike. Something that we took Ray's efforts and opinions very seriously, and really appreciate his friendship to the agency.
Thank you, Mike.
I see Becky Coletta has her hand raised.
Honestly, I probably knew Ray less than a lot of you guys, but what as an outsider, as a delegate, as a civilian in these planner corps, I think of Ray as somebody who showed us what it meant to really enjoy planning, to really enjoy this work, and to do it not because of some directives but because he really believed that we were building stronger communities. And I hope that continues to inspire everybody. He'll be missed.
Thank you, Becky. Okay, I'm moving on to minutes of September 4th, 2025. Motion to approve.
Motion.
Second,
Seconded.
roll call, Bill.
Yes, sir. Abington,
Yes.
Avon,
Present here.
Bridgewater,
Yes.
Brockton, East Bridgewater, Easton, Halifax, Hanover, Hanson,
Yes.
Kingston, Pembroke, Plymouth, Plimpton, Stoughton, West Bridgewater, Whitman,
Yes.
Brockton Area Transit,
Yes.
Gatra,
want me to come back?
MassDOT District 5,
Yeah, maybe look at one.
and MassDOT OTP.
Thank you, Bill.
I shouldn't have said.
I missed public comments. Does anyone have any public comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item number 4, communications. I believe that's Sean.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. The first item in the communications packet for this month is expression of interest for Massachusetts Division of Ecological Restoration's culvert replacement grant. It is now opened, and the DER is excited to share that their culvert replacement municipal assistance grant application is now open and part of the Environment and Climate One-Step Program, which is a new state initiative designed to streamline the application process for environmental projects and grants. And to sign up for an expression of interest call, or to register for the application, or just to learn more about the program, you can visit the hyperlinks in the staff report. The next item is a MassDOT Rail and Transit Division announcement. It's announcing the schedule for the fall 2025 transit grant applications. They opened on September 5th and they are due November 7th. And then also for the operating and mobility management. They also open September 5th, and they are also due November 7th. And the Community Transit Grant Program Vehicle Cycle opened September 25th, and the applications are due November 21st. The next item is announcement for participating in International Walk, Bike, and Roll to School Day. It is being held Wednesday of next week, October 8th. Safe Routes to School is excited to come together with schools across the Commonwealth to celebrate student active commutes. And feel free to join in on the event on October 8th. And for more information, please visit the hyperlink in the staff report. The next item is for the town of Duxbury. It's a listening session for Powder Point Avenue over Duxbury Bay, the Powder Point Bridge Replacement Project. It's being held Tuesday, October 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Duxbury High School cafeteria. For more information, please visit the hyperlink in the staff report. The next item is from the Federal Funds and Infrastructure Office. Their next partnership meeting is being held October 28th. 2 p.m. To register for the Zoom meeting, please visit the hyperlink in the staff report. And that is communications, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Sean.
And I see Matt Dyer has his hand raised.
Sorry about that, Matt. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. I just wanted to quickly chime in there for the culvert assistance grant. If there's any communities that are out there that would like to participate in that, please reach out to myself. We're happy to assist you in any way with this grant application.
Thank you, Matt. Moving on to item number 5, reports. A, Brockton Area Regional Transit Authority, Bat.
Thank you, Chair. Our first update is that we, a couple weekends ago, we expanded our Sunday fixed route service in the city to match the Saturday schedule. So now we just have one weekend schedule that has already started to yield some benefits. We completed 5,300 passenger trips this past Sunday, which is a recent record. And so we're hoping to see some continued growth there as word gets out. Overall, ridership continues to be strong. We completed 340,000 fixed route trips in September and over 10,000 dial-a-bat trips. So we're hoping that our free fare service continues to provide an attraction to new customers, and we continue to help tip transit choices in the direction, travel choices in the direction of transit as people make their decisions in the course of a day. That is our update.
Thank you, Mike. Any questions for Mike?
Yes.
Go ahead, Jay.
Can I go ahead?
Yes,
well, so first of all, a comment on the free buses, because I sometimes see the arguments online where people push back and our tax money and all this kind of stuff. But I'm the parent of a 14-year-old girl, and so she goes to school in Boston. Her mother lives in Boston, but for us, so it's not a money issue, like an affordability issue, but it's just logistics. Like I like the fact that her phone could die, right? So she can't pay for anything. She might not have any cash, but she can still get on that bus, right? And I live across from the Bat Center, so so I just love that peace of mind that she can just get home or get to Boston conversely. So we very much appreciate the program. And again, it's not about affordability in our case. It's just about peace of mind. The other comment, which I don't think any of us could have an answer for now, but I noticed that the new public safety center is opening next week, which means the clock is going to start ticking on Brockton police moving out from across the street from the Bat Center. So I'm the chair of the trustees of the condo across the street from you guys. I mean, I think all of us were not quite sure what's going to happen once they move to this part of Brockton. And then lastly, my question also related to the Bat Center. What happened with the landscaping at the corner of Center and Commercial? Is that going to be replaced or what's the plan there?
Good question. Yep, we have a significant overhaul of our landscaping and green infrastructure in general that is underway. DCR has replaced a number of our trees that were either sick or dying, and that process is still underway. It's our goal to eventually become a registered arboretum with enough varieties of trees and a maintenance plan to take care of them, and provide educational opportunities to schools as well. Our first phase of construction, we just finished up the construction docks for our first phase, which is a safety project down by the administration building here, and that will add a sidewalk coming in off of Court Street and a crosswalk over from that sidewalk to the Bat Center bus platform. The second phase continues that sidewalk up along the edge of our parking lot towards the garage and will result in the removal of a number of spaces and much significantly increased green space, and a nice walkway where we can host events and food trucks and the like. And then simultaneous with all that will be a overhauling of all the green infrastructure, which is what you asked about specifically, around the garage and around the Bat Center. So the timing there is somewhat dictated by DCR, but also just by the overall planting schedule in terms of making sure we get the correct variety of trees planted at the right time and in the right place. But feel free to submit some comments or requests, and we can try and build that into the plan as it gets designed.
Thank you, Mike. Any more questions for Mike? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item 5B, Greater Attleboro Taunton Regional Transit Authority, GATRA. Is anyone from GATRA here?
I do not see anybody, but if somebody joins, I will let you know and we can return to this agenda item.
Thank you, Sean. Seeing that, we'll move on to agenda item number 6A, Federal Fiscal Year 2026 to 2030 Transportation Improvement Program, TIP implementation. I believe that's Bill.
Yes, sir. Thank you. As of yesterday, we have a new active transportation improvement program for the federal fiscal years of 2026 through 2030. Your staff report contains a listing of the highway projects that are included in the 5-year program of the TIP. I won't go through all of them, so I'll just highlight, I'll just focus on what we have coming up for this year. So on your screen there, you see for federal fiscal year 2026, we have two highway projects in the region. First one in Abington, this is the intersection improvements at Hancock Street and Chestnut Street. That is at 100% design. And the second one, Brockton Center Street, Route 123 at Plymouth Street. That is at 75% design. So both of these projects are in very good shape. And we anticipate that they're going to be advertised without delay this year. So that is excellent news. And the rest of the projects that we have in the region are listed in your staff report, and if anyone has any questions about any of them, feel free to contact me.
Thank you, Bill. Any questions for Bill? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item 7A, Old Colony Prioritization Process Pilot Program Grant. Introduction and overview.
This will be Paul.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, members of the committee, for having me today. So we are really excited to launch this grant off the ground. I know there's been a lot of questions on really what this is and what this will do for our region. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on what exactly this will do moving forward. So what the Prioritization Process Pilot Program is essentially, it is a data-driven and performance-based framework for how we look at transportation projects moving forward across our region. So we're really looking here to improve the selection criteria when it comes to projects from a litany of different subject areas and topic areas that align with the Federal Highway Administration's goals. So we we are really looking into this from the perspective of public safety. We had talked a lot about the Vision Zero plan through the SS4A. So really building on the work that we've already done with that. We're looking at from the perspective of public participation as we build out this model. Looking at projects from an economic development standpoint, right? How do these projects in the future create jobs, and how do we put that on a scoring metric, right? Environmental sustainability, looking how transportation projects in the future reduce greenhouse gas emissions. So all of this will be developed into what is termed the prioritization model, centered around these different topic areas. And really, this is going to be a team effort, not only from everybody here at OCPC, but we will be hiring an outside consultant to come in and really guide us through the process of developing these new criteria for the prioritization plan. It'll be essentially a standing committee with folks on this call, but also folks from the community. And it's not just TIP projects, right? So we're looking at projects that are fundamental to our long-range transportation plan, projects that are fundamental to the Unified Planning Work Program. That's part of the work that our staff does here at OCPC, particularly in Transportation Department, and then of course the public participation plan, right? So looking at all of these documents in a real holistic manner and coming up with a new framework for how we look at these projects moving forward. So this is going to be a 2.5-year initiative. So we're under contract right now. It's going to be running through the end of March of 28. So we really have time to craft this, look to our stakeholders for guidance, look to our external partners for guidance as well. There'll be new e-step type software that we'll use as part of this in building the model, but also we're looking to make an interactive dashboard as well. That'll be part of this. That'll live and breathe on our website. It'll be open for public comment, but also really tell the story of the data, right? And how we evaluate projects moving forward within each of these plans that I just mentioned. So that's sort of the 100-foot overview of it. It's going to be a lot of moving parts moving forward with the program. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's really what it's going to be. I think I've covered everything I need to. So I'll leave it open if anybody has any particular questions.
Thank you, Paul. Any questions for Paul?
Yeah, I do. Just to be clear, the projects that this would be covering would be either state or state eligible, correct?
Yeah, any project that would be eligible for the tip.
Okay, got it.
And then one other thing I would like to mention is we've been looking at new naming conventions for this. I know PPPP is kind of a mouthful. So we sent out a poll to staff and to our council, and we have narrowed it down to calling it now PRISM, or Prioritization and Regional Investment Strategy Model, just so it's an easier acronym to remember, and I think makes a lot more sense within the context of what we're doing. So just wanted to relay that information as well.
So I guess just to explain where my question comes from. So I go to the Brockton Traffic Commission meet every month, and there's always a discussion about which intersections to prioritize, and they don't really have a specific system about prioritization. So that's where that question comes from. And obviously that would be helping Brockton with that would be outside the scope of this thing here.
Let me answer this one, Jed.
Yeah.
It's a legitimate question, and Charlie Kilmer and myself would we used to go before and meet with the city of Brockton mayor, with Rob May and Hill, to talk about every first of the year, to talk about what priorities. Obviously priorities within any of the communities that are on the priorities versus what amount of dollars and where to search that. But it is a complex system. We got away from it the last couple years, after a couple attempts of trying to reach out, but, our hope is to start that back up again. But the system, certainly that would be a participation, in this $1.9 million grant to take a look at how those priorities, certainly Mass DOT has a sense of priorities. We have TIP Readiness Day to talk about which projects, the key. I mean, there's some great examples, the town of Stoughton and a few others that know that in order to have the TIP, you have to have that 25% design down and in pocket. So that opens up the floodgates. So there's an educational component to this, as well as looking at what current systems are in place and what we as a regional planning agency, through this committee, through the MPO, through our day-to-day road safety audit work, how do we make those improvements and what we can do to the process to help elevate that. So I hope that answers your question.
Thanks.
Thank you. I see that Richard Jordan from Avon has a question.
Yeah, I imagine most of the towns have a tier 2 prioritization plan already under the Complete Streets program. Would this be some kind of synthesis of those prioritization plans?
I think, Rick, it's,
Go
oh,
ahead, Paul.
sorry, Mayor, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think it's certainly something that we would discuss as part of developing our prioritization plan. To my knowledge, we've never done anything like this before in the past. So this is really a new model, so to speak, building off of a lot of the recommendations that you see as part of the TIP, as part of our long range transportation plan. So really that's the goal. This is to build off of sort of the suggestions and the resources that we have available as part of that, but also, building upon what we have currently with our communities as well.
And just to add to that, right, there a number of the towns, communities have had Safe Streets for All. We as an organization did, and that will be added in, as Paul said. The idea is not to have another study just to put on the shelf. The idea is to really to become effective, efficient in the delivery of really important dollars. There are some communities that have been involved with the TIP for a very long time, and there are communities that are new. So we want to make sure that everybody has that opportunity and to look at the system as well as other resources. So it's just beginning. I think the idea that Paul said is, so these questions are great. And as we move forward, certainly this committee, the MPO and our OCPC council will be having updates along the way. Plenty of room for engagement, and please encourage not only yourself, but your various members of your community to be part of this process.
Thank you. Any more questions in regards to the new PRISM program? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item 7B, Route 53 and Route 139 corridor study in Pembroke.
Mr. Chair, it's me, JTC committee members. I'm happy to present our new corridor study in Pembroke, Plymouth and Kingston. So let's start with the 53 and 139 corridor study. Next, please. So the reason why we have this corridor study is because this location was identified as a high priority corridor screening assessment back in 2022. And we had a mutual agreement from the town and the OCPC team to conduct a comprehensive corridor study for this location. The project is financially enabled through UPWP program, 3,500, sorry. Little bit introduction to the corridor. It's about 2.6 centerline mile in the town of Pembroke. At the 53 portion, it's little less than half mile, and over 2 miles with under Route 139. Both of them are the state number route. The corridor is in large urban area. It's classified principal arterial. As you can see, this is heavily traveled, and a location at intersection at Oak Street and Church Street has been top 5% intersection crash location in the state. The travel speed along the corridor is 35 mile to 45 mile. As you can see, this is a high volume, high traffic location. The traffic volume range from about 16,000 all the way to over 30,000. Next, please. Just a little bit about our work plan and also our methodology for this study. There's not major changes for the major steps. So we have already started the traffic data collection, including the ATR and TMC. The ATR will have traffic volume, speed, and classification, meaning the heavy vehicle percentage. The TMC is turning movement count at those selected intersections, all those major intersections. We will involve the community, the regional partners, as well as public throughout the corridor study. We'll be conducting a travel survey, basically a vision plan for the future, what kind of improvement they want to see, what's the existing condition. It's kind of provided input for our corridor study. And the core part of the study is the traffic analysis. We have in-house traffic modeling and simulation, as well as a signal warrant analysis team. We also have a culvert assessment team as well. So we do a lot of in-house assessment for the corridor study. It's data-driven, it's a result-driven. We hope through the process, not only gathering information, help staff to understand more about this corridor. And we will be presenting all the findings in different stage with the JTC group and MPO group, as well as with the community, MassDOT, District 5, if you can imagine. Next, please. So this is the general study methodology. So we'll be using a lot of different technologies in order to conduct in-depth, thorough study. We'll be using technology like a drone, dash cam recording, detailed field audit, so we can look for the operational or safety deficiencies in terms of operation, like capacity and safety. We'll be using travel demand model, as well as all inclusion of future planned, proposed, all the future development projects. Next, please. So we are still recovering from loss of Ray, and he put a lot of effort even before this study, helping preparation and laying a foundation of what should be a right process for corridor study, as well as ISA. Our staff is still recovering, but this table that you saw on the screen is what he had left for us. All the locations for turning movement count, and almost a dozen of locations. And all the TMC was collected in September. So we already have a good data to start with. Next. So ATR is the location that we internally decide to have because of the volume and general operation. So we consider it's a great location for understanding more for those operations. Next, please. This is a general development timeline. It's a very busy table, but just like I mentioned before, it really start with data collection, analysis, working with the town and the public, receiving input for development the study. Next, please. So we'll be working as a team. Sean, Kyle, Matt, Bill, myself, and so with supervision from Mary and Charlie. So we have a good team to start. We'll be working with the town and MassDOT District 5 for this project. Thank you. So this is all I have for Route 53 and 139. I'm going to introduce the Route 80 corridor study next, if I may. Next. So there's a lot of similarity. So the reason of why we are doing the Route 80, very similar to the previous study. That is a little bit different for Route 80. So it's a minor arterial road rather than principal arterial. The volume is a bit lower than 53. So it's a general roadway that has potential safety or capacity improvement. And it was identified in the past. It's one of the high priority corridor in the past. So this project also financially enabled under UPWP 3600. Sorry. Next, please. So I don't want to repeat this. It's a very similar methodology as previous study. It's just different location. Next. The steps and the major objective are similar. Next. Very similarly, Route 80, also we completed the turning movement count. These are all those locations that we as a team decided to conduct turning movement. Next. So next, almost a dozen of location those ATR counts will be conducted. Some of them already completed, but we should have all the data ready for the community in October, later October. The next is the project development timeline. So both of the corridor study, even they are different community, will be concurrent. All the milestone will be very similar to each other. Next. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to Bill or myself. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions regarding either of the corridor studies? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item 8, other business. A, community local technical assistance studies. Bill.
Thank you, sir. So we have one LTA project in development. We are doing a road safety audit for the intersection of Route 3A at Beaver Dam Road and Whitehorse Road in Plymouth. We are currently working to schedule that. It's more than likely going to be this month. I think we had October 23rd tentatively scheduled, but that'll likely be this month. And there should be a quick turnaround with that. So after the RSA is completed, I'd anticipate a final report on that. Following like mid to late November. And that is my update.
Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item 8B, staff reviews on ENFs, EIRs, and NPCs. Kyle?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So we have one new project, a single environmental impact report for 123 and 125 West Street, single-family homes in Plimpton. And this project is in regards to the construction of 2 single-family homes on respective lots off of West Street. The homes will be serviced by individual Title V septic systems and private wells. And comments for the SEIR are due by October 24th. Then we have a couple public notices. The first is for Plymouth, notice of application for a water Management Act permit renewal. This is in regards to Buzzards Bay Basin, the Hemlock Cranberry LLC. And then the last public notice is notice of application for a 401 water quality certificate. And that is for Avon, Brockton, Plymouth, Stoughton and West Bridgewater. And that concludes my MEPA report.
Thank you, Kyle. Any
Yep.
questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item 8C, regional concerns and local community transportation issues. Any concerns? Seeing none, we'll
Can the
move to,
PRISM slides be shared with the attendees, the PRISM slides?
Richard's asking if we could share the Prism slide with the attendees of the meeting.
Yeah, so this entire packet is available online on our website.
Thank you. Any other concerns, questions? Seeing none, we'll move to agenda item 9, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn, Dan from Whitman.
Do I see a second?
Second from Hanson.
Thank you both. Thank you all.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.